Fly should have like a worse name than a fly.
Like guck
Gugs, those gugs.
or yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel like that's more fitting for like a fly name.
Yuckies.
Yuckies.
Look at those yuckies.
Oh, look at those yuckies.
Yeah.
With their fucking.
Okay. So you want to talk about as we know, where attention goes, energy flows. So we shall stop talking about flies.
Oh, because then we're gonna attract them with our energy.
Yes.
Oh, you're smart.
So we're gonna ignore the yuckies and give our attention to today's conversation.
Welcome to another episode of Next Stop, New Earth.
Camera 1, camera 2,
No!
camera 3. Hello.
Welcome to this next stop, which is New Earth, which is where your next stop is. It's in this stop, which was your next stop. It's New Earth.
Yeah,
Baby, I want you to be mine again, baby.
baby.
Hey, I know my life's
Hey, shout out to Fetty Wap.
Hey, shout out to Fetty Wap. Miss you, man. Make more music, bro.
Through
Shout out to my boy Wap. The original
Wap.
Wap. The original Wap.
So today we want to talk about where attention goes, energy flows. In a way that people can understand in relation to where we are as society, how we're constantly distracted, how everything, literally everyone and everything, including this podcast right now, so I understand the irony of it, but how everything just wants
It's a
your
distraction. We
wants
want
your
your
attention.
We want your mind.
But we're worth giving your attention to.
Because if you listen to us, we will give you your attention back.
Wow, what a selling point.
Yeah, that's
Give
like...
us your attention and we will give your attention back.
No, actually, that's actually like a huge like theme on YouTube. It's like...
What, among like the self-development?
Yeah,
thing?
it's like, give me 20 minutes of your time, I'll give you back 20 years. But that's such a crazy concept though, right?
That is kind of true for this podcast.
Yeah. So if you listen to us, you will listen to yourself.
We are your inner voice. Cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of where I want to start us off. I think that everyone right now knows how, like, because of content, entertainment, and just news, and like literally everything demands your attention. And I think that in this economy, it's so freaking important. It's like more than ever, so freaking important to bring your attention back to yourself. If you want to reclaim your inner power and be able to go to New Earth.
Yeah.
Go to New Earth? No.
Be here in the New Earth.
Be
I don't know.
here in the New Earth.
Because you know what I think? I think a lot of us think that the answers are outside. A lot of people...
It's like, I don't know enough.
Yeah.
Let me look for more shit.
Right. Yeah. Or they're like, oh, I'm not happy. Like it's somewhere out there, right? Like if I think
Somewhere far away.
I want you back.
Oh, I was thinking
I want. Anyways, yeah, a lot of us think that the answers are outside. And so because of that, we refuse to look within. And I think because we're really used to our bodies, like we forget that looking within is even an option.
Yeah, that is so true. That is so true. Or a lot of the times people just don't like themselves, so they want to
Escape.
Like they don't even, it's not even like they know to like look within. They literally don't want to like be aware of themselves, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. Because it's like, especially when in this age of distraction, when the distractions are like things that make you compare yourself to other people, it's like, damn, like I don't want to fucking look at myself.
Yeah.
And like I get that, like especially as someone who is on social media like all the time.
Yeah,
'cause
like
it's
that's your
my
job.
fucking job, right? Like I'm like I'm forced to not only just post and forced to look at the likes, but I'm also like, because I'm on there, like, I wouldn't say chronically. I've been a lot better.
You are way better.
The
Yeah.
past like couple of years, but you know, I'm on there, and I got to see a bunch of like hot dudes with like amazing haircuts, and they're all like jacked and handsome and
You are
hot
jacked
and buff
handsome
and
buff
sexy
and
and
sexy and.
oh, thank you.
Have you ever thought about the fact that someone looks at you and they're like, "Damn, I'm not jacked and handsome and
Oh
awesome
no!
like Richard Sabiaga.
Oh, I contribute to
You
the cycle.
are the problem."
I am the problem. Oh. But that's
Nah.
why I made the switch to this content, so I could show you that I'm, well, not to show you that I'm not the problem, but to not be a part of the problem.
Well, as like you're a content creator and I'm an artist, and we have to be
Parts of the problem.
no, we have to be on social media. It's kind of
Yeah.
like not an option for us to just like I don't know, completely deactivate our accounts and like be out in the mountains and stuff like that, right? And
I wish though sometimes.
sometimes I do wish that too. I mean, a lot of the times we are kind of in the mountainous
Mountainous
area right now,
forest.
making
yeah.
content.
It just doesn't escape. It's always around.
Right. But I feel like that's why if you can't escape it, then it's more important for people like us to be aware of how to use it in a way that doesn't fuck with our inner selves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so true. I talk about that like in my program that I basically
LIFEMAXXING program.
not to plug, but basically
Plug. Camera 1, camera 2,
No.
camera 3. LIFEMAXXING program. Ta-da! Okay, editor, put the text on.
There's
Richie's
no
the
editor, it's
editor.
just me. I talk about it's a tool, right? At the end of the day.
Isn't that like your first lesson or something?
Yeah. Just talking about how, because all of us are distracted, like we can't tap into our inner divinity. Like I said,
Inner divinity. I
inner
love that.
divinity and creation, right? Did you guys hear that?
That is your inner
that's the
divinity.
calling. It's calling to you. If you're listening to this as your inner voices, it's calling to you.
Sorry, I distracted you.
Yeah,
Get it?
it's, yeah, age of distraction, right? Dun-dun-dun. Oh. That's the distraction bell. Stop distracting me.
Okay, so what do you talk about?
About how if you want to start setting yourself free, the first thing that you need to do is realize that the majority of the thoughts that you are thinking aren't even yours. Like, you're being told what to think, you're being programmed by social media and all that stuff, and because you're looking externally for the answers, you forget that your body has innate intuitive knowledge,
Preach.
right? Thanks for preaching. Praise the inner
new-
wisdom.
Praise the new earth.
Praise the present moment and the inner wisdom that all of us have.
No, but this is like so freaking true. How if we really look deep within, then there lies the solution. There lies the answer to the universe.
Yeah, it's kind of fucky, the way how social media is. Like, it makes you want things that you don't even want. For the whole idea of like it being social. Like if you really want to fit in, you got to have all of these things on social media. You got to have likes. You got to have followers. What's your follower to following count ratio? Like,
Ew,
like
so annoying.
like what the fuck is that?
Yo, I
right?
didn't even know that people cared about that until I moved to LA. And
Oh,
then people are
that's
like,
so
oh,
weird.
yeah, I actually genuinely, because in San Francisco, a lot of my friends are not in this field and like not in social media. I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
a
then
thing.
I unfollowed some.
Oh no.
I was like, fuck.
So it got to you too.
Of course. I'm in LA as
Oh.
an artist. Of course it gets to me. And that's why we are even talking about this, right? I
Yeah.
feel like we are aware that to a degree, we are part of the, I wouldn't say we are the problem. We contribute to the system that was designed to have us be part of it. But at the same time, we can then build an audience through using the system, but then at the same time, use that to preach about these things
Right.
that are actually really important to us.
Right, yeah, to eventually fucking set people free, right? I truly believe that that's what we were meant to do, right? Like if we wanted to help other people, we can't do that by being in a fucking mountain and
I mean, honestly,
and just
how-
helping like 5 people around us.
Yeah.
You know, like
how annoying would it be if we were just like completely disconnected and we are living that life, but then like preaching to people who are like living in big cities and like this is part of their job and they just can't relate to us at all. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
we need to be able to like meet people like where they are. And so like on the other hand, as much as like social media is a bitch and it's like a huge distraction, I think I am grateful that we are in this space and able to reach people to hopefully set them free.
I mean, we are literally here because of what you built through social media,
Yeah, right. So
which is crazy too. So
yeah. I think with that being said too, right, to go back and add on to what I was saying about setting people free, like I really, really need to emphasize that. I'm probably repeating myself here, but like again, seriously, the answers to your problems are not external. They are all internal. And a lot of the times programs or anything like that,
except the LIFEMAXXING program.
except the LifeMaxing program, they all try to say that, hey, your answer is out here, your answer is out here, your answer is out here. Essentially with that LifeMaxing program, this is the final time I'm going to talk about it, and then we can move on. Like, I really don't want to make it like a huge like plug type thing.
No, but talk about it. It's relevant.
Is that like I do eventually want to remind people that the answer is within. And that is again like that whole first part of that LifeMaxing program. It's just reminding you that all your answers are within.
Right. I mean, we have to tread this carefully because when it comes to things like programs or coaches or all of these things, right? A lot of them are not great, but then of course programs such as LifeMaxing program. No, like there are some things online that are really helpful for people, right? In terms of just like not giving them, like not spoon feeding them the answer, but just like guiding them. Hey, this is how you can like frame your thoughts or just like observe them. And so guidance to a degree is helpful, but I do think that I, as a victim of how do I say this? As a victim of, or as a past information hoarder. Oh, you thought I was saying information whore?
No,
Oh, why'd you laugh?
because information hoarder is funny.
Oh, okay.
What
I
is
was
your
just
projection of me?
I was just projecting.
Yeah, you just totally projected, and now it's on camera. Now everyone in
Cut.
the podcast.
Camera
No,
one,
no, keep it in, keep it in. No, don't do that. Nope.
Editor.
Continue.
Anyway.
As an information hoarder.
Yes, as a past information hoarder. Right now, because I move very demurely and mindfully, I I am way more aware of how much information I consume until I say like this is enough, like now I gotta move to the action stage and things like that. But even up until like pretty recently, I was an information hoarder. And what that means to me is I would say I was very interested in like learning a lot about self-development and spiritual concepts and all of those topics, but it's like there's so much out there, right? And there's like no end to like when you can stop learning about them. Like
Yeah.
I will continue to learn about
You could
them.
learn forever.
Right. But the thing is, I think that I was procrastinating on actually doing the inner work or taking
Yeah.
action because I was like just constantly feeding myself. And then that leads to me feeling guilty because I'm
Because
like,
I'm like,
fuck.
damn, I have all this information.
Yeah,
why am
like
I
I
not
know
using it?
so much.
Oh my
Why am
God.
I still not
Don't
like
even.
improving or like evolving like that?
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
That's such a huge trap, and I hope that people can avoid that because yeah, that's no good.
That is no good.
That
That
is no
is
good.
no good. And I don't know if
Were you
you
like that too?
what, like an information hoarder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like I feel like really only recently in this past, geez, even in the past like 6 months,
Mhm.
you know, like, I feel like I've been more of an action taker than like an information holder. And
Mm.
like obviously, you know, it's helped to a degree, but I've been improving. I'd like to say like maybe 2 to 4 times as fast. I don't know how I can
Mhm.
measure that progress at all, but like I'd say let's give it an average 3 times as fast because instead of trying to learn everything so quickly or instead of trying to learn everything first, I have been just taking one step of information and just applying it as soon as I can. And then the cool part is like once you actually apply it, it that kind of information like actually sticks.
Mhm.
It actually sticks.
That is true. And if it's not
Versus
for you, then
Mhm.
like
It
you
won't.
can move on.
Right. And so basically what we're talking about, I don't know if you said it earlier, but that's, you know, mental masturbation.
Mhm.
Right? So the definition of that, if you guys don't know, it's the idea of like,
Would you like to demonstrate?
yeah, watch this. Audio listeners, I
That is a
didn't
definition.
audio listeners, I did not do anything inappropriate.
Oh.
Anyways, so mental masturbation, the idea of that is like if you are in this self-development niche, especially in the age of distractions, right? We might think that we are being productive by watching a fuck ton of good content, of self-development content, right? And to a degree, yes, you are doing better than the average person who is not watching self-development content at all. But if that is all you are doing, you are not growing either. You are not stepping into your divinity. You are not stepping into your power. You're not stepping into your creative aspects because you are still consuming. And consuming is not doing.
So basically, if this is like the 100th podcast you listen to around this topic, then maybe stop listening to us and go do the inner work.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean,
But kind of serious.
kind of serious, right? And I think that is what will I honestly genuinely think might separate me from other influencers. Eventually, I want you guys to stop watching me. I want you guys to go live your life and actually stop being fucking distracted. Like I'm glad that I have the opportunities and the skills to be able to get all these views, this attention, the numbers, and get people to be here, right? But if you're stuck here and all you do is watch my content and you never ended up living your life, then like I must have fucked up somewhere. I don't know, man.
No, honestly, that's kind of how I feel in I don't know, this like level of awareness of how social media and things like that like impact people's brain. It kind of I used to have a big conundrum when it came to like contributing to that.
Right.
And yeah, but I think how I came to terms with that, and I think we can both agree, it's just that like we are confident. We know that what we try to do, you with your content and me with like music, it's in the direction of helping people evolve.
Yeah.
So we are not McDonald's of of music and content. We are like
we're more like y'all won't even get the reference, but we're more like a Bali Nirvana life.
what the heck? That is so niche.
Yeah, that's very niche. What's
We're
a
more
healthy
like
restaurant?
Keto. I don't even know what keto does. I don't want to say vegan. We're more like nutritious, balanced meal.
Yeah, we're like a homemade meal prepping service that's from your neighbor that's like 2 houses down.
That is not only delicious but good for you.
Nutritious and full of protein. How did we get to meals? Oh, because you said McDonald's of entertainment, right?
Right. We're not the fast food of yeah.
Yeah.
We kind of like anyways, moving on.
Anyways.
We're just like stroking our ego at this point.
Just like, yeah, I'm so humble. Like, I'm just like the humblest person ever. Yeah.
But I know that you mentioned okay, this will be the last time you talk about the life maxing program, but it is relevant.
It was the last time I was talking about it.
Okay,
Now it's
I'm talking about it.
yeah.
So I think what separates yours from maybe some of the other programs, and I want you to talk more about like the dopamine detox that you have people
Uh-huh.
do. I feel like you really encourage people to like and like do their journal prompts and like actually
Yeah.
do the assignment that you give them and to like report back
Yeah.
on how that went, right? And so the first thing that you do related to this is dopamine detox for people, right?
Right. Yeah.
And so tell me more about like what people said, how that went for people, and
Yeah.
yeah.
I think first off, just to give some context, if you don't know what a dopamine detox is, right? So dopamine, yada yada yada, that is the chemical that is sent in your brain whenever you do something that feels good, right? And typically that might be something like completing a task, or you do your homework, or you talk to a friend or something like that. You get dopamine, right? But nowadays in the distraction age, all these chemicals are sent are we get it from easy dopamine. We get that from cheap dopamine, instant gratification is what it's called, right? So you get it from junk food, you get it from playing video games, you get it from electronics, you get it from social media, you get it from pornography, you get it from any
Fast food.
stimulants, fast food, right? And so essentially what I have people do for every single week is I give them a task to actually apply themselves instead of just learning that information. Like, because when you actually do it, it sticks with you. It's not enough to logistically think about something and be like, okay, I understand it. Like, yes, it's another thing to it's one thing to understand it. It's another thing to feel it. And my whole thing with this is I want people to feel it. And so I had people on their first week do dopamine detox, and I also gave them a little task to check in with themselves and do like digital mindfulness. And I think what was really cool to me was this is my first program that I've ever put out, and I had no clue what the effects were going to be at all. But I came in and people were saying like, yo, this detox is kicking my ass. And they're like, yo, I didn't know how attached I was to my phone. I didn't know that I was thinking these thoughts. And I think that goes to show like exactly what we were just talking about. A lot of people don't even know what their own thoughts are because they're so constantly distracted.
Yeah, and maybe because we watch a lot of content around these topics, maybe I'm thinking that what am I trying to say? I think that maybe I made the assumption that everyone knows about these things and
Yeah.
how it affects their brain, but I think even now a lot of people actually don't,
Yeah.
right?
So as much as like, sometimes I feel like I'm repeating myself and I'm like, I wish I didn't have to repeat myself. But yeah, I mean, that shit really affects you. And, the heck? It's like a
What?
coconut thing in my mouth. Sorry. I think the other thing that I thought was really cool is a lot of people would say, wow, I was noticing so many things I didn't notice before.
Ooh.
And it's not even just about like their thoughts, but they were like, I'm noticing conversations that I'm hearing like across the room. Like I'm noticing like how wind feels on my skin. Like
Oh my
I'm,
God.
yeah,
I love
right?
that so
Like
much.
I'm noticing like how much I love music. Like there's these little things that you don't notice because you're constantly just fiending for dopamine, which again, like in this age of distraction, like it's fucking everywhere. And yeah, I don't know. If you're listening to this, try dopamine detox.
That almost like makes me want to cry.
No, I mean, yeah, right. That's what I think is so beautiful, right? Like a lot of people really think that the answer is somewhere else, and I think the sooner that people can realize that all of their answers are within, I think that alone too is just such a beautiful thing. That they're like, oh fuck, like I was the answer all along,
Yeah.
you know?
And when you're talking about like, oh, I'm noticing how the wind feels or how much I love music and all that, right? Again, we're gonna keep repeating this so much, but where your attention goes, energy flows. And I think that, I mean, an easy example of this, when people listen to music in the dark and just with their eyes closed and completely focused on like every aspect of the music,
Yeah.
that hits so different from having it like as background
On in
music
background,
while you're multitasking and like texting your friend back and doing your homework and all of that, right? Like that
Right.
experience is so freaking different. And I feel like to really appreciate the beauty of not just music, but just the present moment, which
Yeah.
we'll get to.
We can get to
That
that,
needs
yeah.
to be a
Whole
whole
thing.
thing. Things that you notice, like two people can be in the same room, but if one person is really like present and noticing everything versus the other person being distracted, their inner experience of that moment is just like completely different.
It's amplified.
It's like literally like heaven and hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I'm not even exaggerating, and like we know this, right?
Uh-huh.
And I guess that then leads to the new earth and old earth
Right.
split too. So passionate about the present moment.
So passionate about that. Yeah, no, I think when I sit down and listen to music, eyes closed, and I'm just really feeling it, like that's when, and I think I picked this up from you, also because as an artist, right? I pick up the layers of the music, and I'm like, oh fuck, right? Like that shit makes me excited, right? It's not just hearing like the melody or whatever, it's hearing that, and then hearing the chords, hearing the sound effect, and then I hear the effects that are on the voice, I hear the bass line, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck, this song is crazy, right? And that's how a lot of us feel about life right now, because we're not really paying attention to ourselves and what's really happening around us. Y'all don't realize how fucking crazy life actually is.
Exactly.
Y'all miss out on the mystery and the beauty of life because you're so fucking distracted.
Right.
To add on to that, do you have something that you want to say?
Well, I was just like taking it all in and thinking about how, as a collective consciousness, I feel like we now all agree that where we're headed as society is just like not that awesome. Like the decline of an empire, like all that shit boing boing.
All that shit
right?
boing boing.
And everything feels very negative. But even in the midst of that, like it's not all like that if you are able to reclaim
Your power.
to be in the present moment and to appreciate things. That's all I had to say.
Yeah, no, that's so fucking real. As you were saying again, where your attention goes, energy flows, right? And if you place your attention on things like that, energy, you feel it more. It's amplified, right? And so, with that being said, if you can, if you're putting your attention on those distractions, like those distractions and those feelings, like all of that only grows larger. So imagine what would happen if you placed that energy instead of those onto those distractions onto yourself. Just as you were saying, right? Where attention goes, energy flows. And so like if you place the attention on yourself and not all that external shit, you reclaim that energy.
Yeah, you don't know how limitless you are, but you will realize when you put that attention onto yourself. I don't know why that.
I don't know. I miss the other instrument that we had.
Oh yeah, we
we
could actually do chords and shit.
Yeah.
It's okay. We still appreciate these bells.
Yes. Attention belt.
I wonder. I think depending on like where the listener's current distraction level or wherever that is, maybe what we're saying resonates with them or doesn't resonate with them at all. But what I want to say to that is, one, how would you know how great the present moment or how much how limitless you are and how awesome it is to tap in within yourself if you've never experienced that, right? So this isn't to like brag or anything, but as people who have experienced that, we are telling you that you're missing out.
You're missing out. Yeah, not
You're
even
missing
just
out.
that.
Like you want to tap in.
Yeah, because it's this is something that you had said before on our like retreat at Joshua Tree at the beginning of this year. I had it recorded, but you were saying when you are so absolutely present and in that moment, it's like you said this, and it still kind of stuck with me. It's like, it's so beautiful that it makes you cry, and that, I don't know, maybe that could be daunting to other people, right? But it's, I don't know, maybe some people probably haven't ever felt that level of,
A lot of people haven't
cried from joy, from like that, right? But I don't know, from someone who used to be so distracted, right? From someone who, and like, I used to play video games for probably like 10 to 12 hours a day, right?
Oh my god.
Yeah. Right.
That's
like
crazy.
I didn't have time. I had time to do like whatever, right? Like, I'd stay up until like 4 a.m, like playing video games, like just pulling all-nighters with my friends. Like, I was eating junk food all the time, and if not that, then I was scrolling, watching YouTube videos. If not that, then I was watching Netflix or watching like Hulu or anything like that. And if not that, then I don't know what the fuck I was doing. It's from someone who's come from that background. It's not only like fucking different to be here and to be so present because you're actually creating shit, but it's doable. It's doable, right? I didn't know how the fuck I was gonna get here, and it was a lot. But yeah, we here.
If you keep listening to us, we will try to do our best to guide you to make
Yeah.
that happen for you. We want everyone to experience that, because I think that is, if we're able to do that for people, I think that's like the greatest gift we can give to people.
Yeah, seriously. But I think if you are listening to this and you're like, damn, why did I just get called out so hard right now? I want y'all to know, like, it's also not entirely your fault either.
Not at all. Don't feel bad.
Because, dun dun dun.
Oh shit, we're
Dun,
talking about the
dun,
common
dun.
enemy. Oh, not the bell. No, that's too soothing.
Oh, no,
Too
no, no,
soothing.
no, 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 no. The big bell.
That's still too soothing.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a good bell.
We need like a glass shattering
Yeah.
sound. Editor?
Glass shattering sound. The new Earth, we have a common enemy.
We need a name for the common enemy. We'll come up with it. We'll workshop it.
Maybe comments can leave a common enemy name.
like let's give examples. Common enemy.
Evil people.
Armageddon.
The bad ones. I don't know.
The
The yuckies. The flies.
oh my god.
Wow.
Anyways, who the
Anyways.
fuck is the common enemy? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Richard?
So, okay. This is a little bit of a deeper subject, right? But it's going another level into this, and I feel like you are someone who understands this and can talk about it like a lot better than I can. I'll try my best, but please feel free to just chime in
Okay.
whenever. So as we know, right, these people who have developed these apps, the people who have developed all these things, they, especially in Western society, they want money. Like money is
Shmoney.
money. Everyone wants money because like that is, it's wealth. It gives us the ability to go do things and experience life. And as of right now, in the current age, what sells money is attention, right? Wherever attention is, there is money. And that's how I, as an influencer, like I'm able to create and do stuff that you guys get to see. It's because I have attention on me, right? And people want attention. And so with that being said, right, some people who are flourishing in attention, who flourish in gaining attention, want that money more than they care about the lives of whoever is the owner of that attention, right?
Capitalism. What else is new?
What else is new? Yeah, people want money more than they care about the actual person, right? Or yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
And so, okay.
Oh,
can I
you wanna
finish?
keep going?
Yeah,
Okay.
let me finish that real quick. And so, with that being said, these people know exactly how to capture your attention, not with love, but by making you feel fear, by making you feel stressed, by making you feel anxious,
By giving you that dopamine,
giving
the
you that
cheap
dopamine. They are willing to sabotage how you feel about yourself and your inner world, and they are willing to make you think that the problems to your, or sorry, they are willing to make you think that the solutions to your problems are external and that you need to place your attention somewhere else and not on yourself.
It's a fucking cycle, the
It
loop.
is a cycle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you give me like a TLDR summary of what I just said, like in your own words? Like just because like I want to repeat that again just to really hammer that home, that there are people out there who will do anything to get your attention for money, and as a result of doing anything to get your attention will make you feel stressed and make you feel addicted to those bad emotions. I could repeat that as much as I want, but it always helps to hear it from someone else's perspective.
Yes.
So I want you to take that on.
I
take that mic.
think that everyone needs to go watch the Social Network, not the movie. Is it called The Social Network? I think it
I
is.
don't know.
It's on Netflix. It's a documentary. You haven't watched it?
I've not. You've been asking for me to watch it.
Oh my god.
Whoops,
Okay, we gotta
my
watch
bad.
this. But yeah, I think everyone needs to watch that. But basically, in it, people who work at like the top executives at Instagram, Facebook, all these people talk about how like they don't let their kids use social media because they know how addicting it is and how it's designed to just suck you in for hours and hours. So yeah, I mean, don't feel bad about this being really hard. All of us, I think, to a degree, deals with phone addiction, and it's really not your fault, especially if you're younger and you're born into this social media age. Then yeah, like you almost like don't even have the muscle to
Yeah.
get out of it, and it's something that, as with anything else, like it comes with practice. So be really gentle with yourself when it comes to learning how to deal with these things. And when we talk about the common enemy,
Dun, dun, dun.
we're not necessarily even just talking about like the social media like CEOs at all. There are people in power who benefit from keeping you distracted in a lot of different ways. We're not going to go into all of them, but just, I don't know, there are so many examples, right? Like if there are like political movements that are happening, or like some schemes that people don't want, the government doesn't want you to be paying attention to, then they would rather have them be watching the Kardashians and following up with that. But the biggest thing is just, they benefit from us not being able to tap in. Yeah.
And so with that being said, right, I received this comment, right, that was asked, or this DM that was like, I feel like the world is falling apart. I feel hopeless. Do you really think that we can strive to make a better earth? Right? And with that being said, this is like my whole point and why I'm trying to do this, right? It's that if we want to create a better earth, create a better society, it starts by reclaiming your own power, by
Try again.
It starts by reclaiming your own power, by cutting off the attention that you're giving to all the external shit. If you start placing your attention not on your distractions but onto yourself, that's how you reclaim your own power, and it takes away the power of people who are in that control, who just care about money.
This is how we fight.
That's so real. Like that's really how we fight. You create your own power. You start doing your own things. You start building your own realities, and that creates a domino effect, and it sets other people free. Little by little, because like when you do it yourself, I'm sure like there are other people in your life that do care about you, right? even if it's in person, if it's like in school, if it's in clubs, like if it's in online communities, doesn't matter. There's people out there who do care about you. And so when you start doing your best and you really show people what's possible, other people are going to be like, wow, how the fuck can I do that?
Yeah, they're gonna notice the energy shift in you when you are able to reclaim your inner power, and they can't help but notice it.
Yeah.
That's again, that's kind of how I feel like our friends have been too. In the past year or so, as we are tapping in more and more, people notice that shit.
People notice that.
There's
and
something
yeah.
about them.
Something about them. And even people who like are bless you. People who are like, if you are trying to go within and build something of yourself, and you have friends out there who see that and don't approve of it and want to put that down of you too, like fuck, like that's a distraction too, like fuck that shit. I think my battery's almost low.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah. So
yeah.
do we talked a lot about like the importance of it and how people can be better about this, but to close things off, do we wanna give them a few tips that worked for us in terms of how to just be more mindful when it comes to not being distracted? Let's think.
I'll start off.
Yeah.
I'll start it off. First off, start with the intention, right? If you don't even have the intention, like it's not good. Like life doesn't happen on accident, right? You're not just gonna magically wake up and just be like, oh, I don't have the need to use my phone. You're like, you have to actively be like, you know what? Like I want to make a change to this. It starts there. Starts with that intention.
I think a small thing, going off of that, something that has helped me a lot is because now you have the intention, like actively trying to notice whenever you are picking up your phone out of habit. Like not because you need to text someone or use it, but you're just bored and now you're just like opening Instagram with like no intention whatsoever. Try to like at least notice, oh, I'm doing that. Right?
Yeah,
Do I want to keep doing that? Sure, you can if that's what you want to choose, but like at least notice it.
Yeah.
And
make sure it's not subconscious. Like if you are
Right.
going to check social media, if you can make it conscious, be like, okay, like I feel like checking social media. That is such a huge difference than just like checking it like it's a fucking vape.
right, like you're just like going for it.
Yeah.
And also if you are wanting to scroll, then maybe even like setting a time limit
Yeah.
for yourself, because you can spend like 3
Right.
hours or 4 hours there. So setting that time limit, something that I really try to do, as you know what I'm gonna say.
What?
No phone first hour and last
Yeah,
hour of waking hours. Yeah, so when you wake up, the first hour of your morning
And the last hour of your day.
is when your brain is most receptive to information, blah blah blah. So yeah, it's so easy to just like reach for your phone the first thing in the morning when you wake up, but think about how your day is gonna go if you're like waking up and just like getting all these notifications and dopamine like thrown at you. Don't do that.
Your day's fucked.
Don't do that.
Your day gets fucked.
Yeah, how you spend your first hour is so freaking important. So yeah, try not to do that. And before you go to sleep, there are so many, we're not gonna get into it, but so many like scientific reasons and also spiritual reasons when it comes to like blue light and sleep quality and just
Circadian rhythm, all that shit.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
So try not to do that.
Small thing you could do, even just like starting to curate your feeds
Ooh,
a little
yes.
bit more. I'm a big fan of that. Like on Instagram, I have certain people like whose content I have favorited. And then if there's people whose content like I don't want to flood my fucking subconscious mind, like I either unfollow or I just mute their content because I'm like, dude, I don't want to see this, right? Like be mindful of what you are watching.
Right? When I was like, Richie, I built my FYP brick by brick. I'm so proud of my FYP.
I love your For You page.
No,
Yeah,
honestly, like,
it's great.
yeah, that type of stuff just helps so much.
Mm.
Small action
Very
steps.
small actions. Yeah.
Mhm. Anything else, or are we
When it
good?
comes to small tips.
Mm.
I think one thing that was in my mind is just like be forgiving of yourself, right? Like if you're harsh,
Do it with compassion.
do it with compassion.
Compassion.
Oui, do it with compassion. If you do not do it with compassion, yeah, if you don't do it with compassion, like you end up beating yourself up really hard, and then because of that, you dive harder in the other direction.
Yeah, if you're like, okay, now that I know how bad it is, I'm just gonna do a freaking 1 month dopamine detox.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
I mean, like, if you can, cool, but just don't.
Don't go from 0 to 100. Go from
Yeah.
0 to 1 to 2 to 3.
Yeah, exactly, right? Just because, like, this is a long game, right? Like, I first understood how bad my phone could be. Like, I don't know, I was probably, like, 14, 15-ish when I first, like, started learning about that concept. And now I'm 20, and now I'm here and I'm really understanding that and applying that to my way of being. So it does take time, especially if you've gone years like being distracted and that's implemented into you like subconsciously. Like, that's fine. Be forgiving of yourself and just take it step by step,
Yes. But remember, this is for yourself, but also this is how we fight collectively against the evil people.
The evil people.
Oh my god, I'm just imagining someone listening and
You're like, what the fuck am I listening to? They're like, now I want to get off my phone. Like, you know what? Like, that's enough phone for today.
Anyways, I
Anyways.
think that is about it
Yeah.
for this episode.
If there's anything else that you guys want us to cover, let us know. We'll do that.
I think that yeah, this topic that we covered is so important to keep in mind as we go to like the next episodes, because
Yeah.
they're all related. These aren't just like
Yeah.
random subjects.
These are all related to helping you tap the fuck back in.
We're just gonna go deeper and deeper
and deeper
and deeper and deeper
and deeper
and deeper
and deeper
and deeper.
and deeper
1, 2, 3, and
and
deeper.
deeper
1, 2, 3,
and deeper. Okay.
I think they get it.
Yeah, they get it. All right, give me a freestyle about coconuts.
Coconut? Coconuts in my face. Coconuts in my face. They so naughty. Oh, now I'm self-conscious about not rhyming. Richie yelled at me last night for rhyming.
We'll see
I'm
you
not
guys
a rapper, I'm an artist. Bye.
See you guys in the next one.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
I already cut it off. Or maybe I cut it here. Who knows?